All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? Ageless Balance. I'm Ron. Glad to have you here. Let's get started. Find your neutral position first. Let's get out to the edge of the chair. Scooch. Scooch. It's an official word. Get out to the edge of the chair. You want that edge right to be at the very top of the thighs, at the hamstrings, where the leg and the butt come together. That little crease right there. Bring the shoulder blades back. Check your feet, knees, toes, everything pointed right out in front of you. Shoulder blades are back. Roll them back, stretch out the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then just relax and drop it down. Little shoulder rolls we'll start out with. Nice and easy. Start breathing. Start breathing, taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feel the chest open up, feel the lungs start to stretch out. Again, small circles with the arms. That's all we want to do. Another deep breath in and exhale. Taking the hands, put them on the thighs. We're just going to roll the shoulders forward, hollowing it out. Curving the back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, just bring the chest out, going back to that neutral position. A little extra shoulder blades back a little bit more. And back forward again. Inhale as you do. This is just a nice, easy cat-cow. We just want to get started with some nice, easy moves. Starting to get those joints warmed up, get those muscles warmed up. And exhale as you come back upright again. And we are good. Hands on the sides. Before you start any movement, think about your neutral position. Ears over shoulders, over hips. Arms right down at the side, bring them up overhead. Only as high as is comfortable for you. This is the first time we're raising the shoulders up. Bring them back down again. And up. So we don't want to go too far with them. They will stretch out. They will have more movement little by little as you go, the warmer they get. Palms down on the way down. Roll the hand over. Palms up on the way up. Keep a little bend in the elbow. Bring the arms right straight up next to the ears. Tap the fingers together if you can, and then palms over and back down. As you come down, roll the shoulder blades back. Squeeze them together. Feel those muscles working in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Feel the chest and shoulders stretch out. One more time, up overhead. Palms up. Deep breath in as you bring it up. Hands over and exhale as you bring them back down again. Nice and easy. All right, check that out. Remember, everything we do, these starting movements are always nice and easy. We're going to do a rotation. You're not going to see if you can twist your back all the way around. Hand on the outside. So left hand on the outside of the right leg. Right hand, back of the chair. Roll the shoulder blades back with the chest out. And just a small rotation, rolling that back shoulder around, keeping the chin up. Take it nice and easy. Don't go too far with it. Just feel the muscles starting to stretch. Upper back, chest, shoulder, and relax. Going to the other side, same thing. Right hand outside that left leg. Left arm grabs onto the back of the chair. And then shoulder goes back. Get those shoulders in a straight line. And then you can start rotating just a little bit more. If you feel anything in the lower back, stop. Quit immediately. Get out of it. Check to make sure your shoulder blades are back. You're looking right straight out in front of you as you go around. And back again. Usually if you feel the lower back, what you're doing is you're either looking down towards the floor, chin towards the chest, which will put a lot of stress on that lower back. The other thing you could be doing is rotating the hips with it. And then you try to get this big corkscrew thing going on. Hips have to stay right where they are. For all of these movements, hips, sits bones are right on the chair. You don't feel any change in the weight distribution between the two. All right, neutral position, shoulder blades back, chest out. Next, shoulders, arms down at the side. Looking right straight out in front of you, bring the shoulders up right underneath the ears. A little bit at a time. Don't let the chin come down to the chest, so don't get the arms behind the head where you roll the shoulder blades back thinking you're getting the arms up even higher. You don't want that. Puts a lot of stress on the neck. You want to bring the shoulders right up underneath the ears. Everything's in alignment. Up, squeeze the shoulders. Feel those muscles working on the very top of the shoulders, going from the shoulder to the neck, and then bring the arms back down again, using the muscles in the upper back to pull those shoulder blades down. So your shoulder blades will stop with gravity, and then you use those muscles to pull them down just a little bit more. Not a lot, just a little more stretch through them. Back up underneath the ears. Bring it right straight up. Hold it tight. Feel those muscles tense up, and then relax them. Let the arms drop down. Then use those muscles, those lats, to pull the shoulder blades back down again. And relax. Small circles with the shoulders. We're going to get a little bigger this time. We started out with little tiny ones. We're going to go with a little bigger. Around. Little bend in the elbow. Whatever is right for you for a big circle is what you should be doing. If you start to feel that shoulder tweaking, lots of noise coming out of it, stop. Opposite direction, start small and get bigger. See if you can turn that palm as you're going around, trying to get that rotation within the socket itself, as well as the rotation around. The more you can get that joint working, the more fluid you're going to get in it, the easier it is going to move, less it's going to hurt. And around, and shake that out. Rotation of the neck, working our way into the neck, and chin around, bring it around to that right side. Roll the shoulder blades back, bring the chest out as you come around. Feel a little extra stretch. What we're trying to do is keep all those joints stacked on top of each other through the neck. If we let it come down to the chest, the chin down to the chest as we make that rotation, we're putting all sorts of stress on one part of that vertebrae. We want it all to be nice and even as we come around. Again, take your time with this. Don't go very far, especially with the neck. Back to the middle, roll the shoulders back, roll them forward, and then bring it around to the other side. Find your neutral posture. Chin over shoulder. Chin over shoulder. Looking around and bring it back, arms right out in front. Back over to that right side, follow the fingers around. We're going to roll the shoulder blades back, getting the arms back as far as we can. I find that this really helps get a little more rotation through the neck if you're following that hand around. And then back to the middle, nice and slow, follow the finger. Working our vestibular system, making sure that we're able to turn our head without getting dizzy. If you are, put the hands down, don't follow them. Roll the shoulders around, roll them back. And bring the neck around. Looking out over that hand, bring it back to center. And drop it out, shake it out. Ear to shoulder. First time, same as when we did the shoulder shrugs. This time we're bringing the ear down to the shoulders, keep the chin up. You want the neck to be straight. So when you're bending that spine or that neck, you're coming down on the side and back up again. You're not tilted forward and coming down on the side. There's just one move. Necks, spines do one thing at a time. We're side bending it down. Feel the stretch going down the side of the neck. And nice and slow, bring it back up. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders again, back, forward. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Left ear, left shoulder, and down. Again, don't crank on the head. Don't put your hand up there and pull the head down. Just let the work happen. Make sure that chin is back. You're looking right straight out in front of you as you bring it down. And back up again. Shoulders back. We're going to exaggerate. We're going to do one more thing, two more things with the neck. So shoulders back as far as you can get them. As you do, bring the chin down to the chest and feel the stretch coming from the shoulders all the way up through the trapezoids going into the base of the neck. Keep the shoulder blades back and feel the stretch. And bring it back up to center. Roll the shoulder blades. Again, I don't do bottom to top all in one move or left to right. We stop in the middle, start over, give the neck a chance to loosen up a little bit, and then shoulder blades back, chest out, and chin up. Stretch it out, jut that chin towards the ceiling, and nice and slow, bring it back down again. All right. going to take and bring the shoulders forward. We're going to hold in that position. So we did this earlier. Hands on the thighs, roll the shoulder blades forward. But I want you to just feel the stretch. Roll the shoulders forward as far as you can, feeling the stretch through the upper back, right across the shoulder blades, from about mid back up. And just sit in there. Take a deep breath. Expand the lungs. Feel the extra stretch. Exhale. One more time. Just stay in this hollowed out position in the front. Deep breath in and exhale. And bring it back to center. Going back. Roll the shoulder blades back. Extend the back this time. So you want to feel a little bit of a curvature in the back. Rolling the shoulder blades back as far as they'll go. Get starting down at the lower back as you come up. So you bring those shoulder blades back and get that chest out as far as it'll go. Deep breath in. Exhale. Stay right there. Readjust one more time. Deep breath in. And exhale. Bringing it back to center. That was good. All right. Shake that out. We are going to do a couple core exercises. Grab yourself a drink of water. Let's take a break for a second before we go into the core. Grab water. Make yourself comfortable. Because in a second, you won't be comfortable anymore. I'm kidding. It's not going to be that bad. It won't be, I promise. All right. We're going to work core for the most part, legs, thighs. First thing we're going to do is just nice and easy, finding your neutral position out on the edge of the chair. This one's really important that you stay in that neutral position, bringing the foot up and up. Just start there. If you find your shoulders rolling forward as you bring the foot up, grab onto the back of the chair, grab onto the seat of the chair, roll the shoulder blades back with the chest out. You need to keep that neutral spine as you're doing this. If you try to lean forward as you're bringing the leg up, that puts all the stress on the lower back. You want to keep all the work happening through the thighs, hip flexors, hamstrings, and glutes. So you got to stay up in that upright position and pick it up. And up, coming off the heel first, then the ball of the foot, back down on the ball of the foot and the heel. Control these movements, every piece of it. Every inch of movement is the muscles making it happen. So you're not just letting the foot fall with gravity. You get those shoulder blades back. You're picking that leg up, and it wants to go down fast. You're slowing it down all the way. Nice controlled touch, and then drop the heel and back. Keep doing that, but kick as you come up. So lift, kick, in, and down. I'm not going out very far. We're just warming up these hip flexors, just warming up the quadriceps. So just take your time with this. Up and out. We'll be stretching out those hamstrings as we do it. Put out, maybe a little more each time. Really important, make sure that you have that nice straight alignment. Foot, knee, hip, all lined up. Shoulder blades still back. My shoulders always want to go forward. Bring them back. Up and out. Up and out. The minute I do that, I can feel it right in the lower back. And out, out, and back. All right, just stepping out to the side. Rotate that leg out and back in. As you do that, make sure that you're keeping the knee toe in alignment, coming around to the side, stretching out the inner thigh, muscles working on the outside of the hip to pull that leg out, back in and down, other side up. This is really important. What you're normally going to do is let that knee go out and the foot's going to stay in. You want that aligned all the way around. You only go as far as that leg will take you. We're working on these hips, opening up this hip joint. It likes to get stuck, locked up. We lose a lot of motion, movement, motion in there. As you do this, make sure that the hips are not moving with it, just the leg and in. Hip joint is where all the action's happening. It's where the action is. Out and back in, out and back in. Feet out, nice wide stance. Toes out at a 45, shoulder blades are back. Chest is out. Start out with hands on the thighs. We're just going to do a hip hinge. Hip hinge is a straight back, keeping that neutral position, ears, shoulders, hips. as you come forward. Don't have to go very far. Just go as far as you can. You're going to start to feel the stretch and the coming up through the glutes, hamstrings maybe, but lower back definitely. Use the hands to push yourself back up again and bring it up. So these are nice seated push-ups. Down, elbows out at about a 45-degree angle. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Come down as far as you can. Hold right there. Pushing through the hands completely, letting the arms do all the work. Chest tightens up, pulls the arms in as you come up high. One last time, down. And push back up. It's a great way to start if you're looking to do push-ups and you haven't done them in a long time. This is where you start. All right, one more time we're going to do it, but this time we're going to stop as we get into that hip hinge position. Shoulder blades are back. And now roll the shoulders forward towards the floor, keeping the chin above the chest. So as you come down, you got that hip hinge. You're going to go into a roll, shoulders down, feel the stretch all the way up the spine. Pushing through the hands, roll the shoulder blades back and back into that push-up. Before you come up, if you roll the shoulders up and just come up all at one time, again, lower back does all the work. Lower back's not made to handle that kind of work. Down, 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 one more time. Hip hinge, roll the shoulders, chin stays above the chest, above the heart so that you don't pass out. And shoulder blades back, chest out, neutral position, and then push and bring it back up again. All right, let's do a couple seated or core exercises. So we're going to focus this time on a crunch. So bringing the back shoulders against the back of the chair. Hold on to the seat so that you can roll those shoulder blades back and the chest is out. So coming down into the chair, coming back and back up again. I'm not finding the back of the chair. I know it's there. All right. So start right here with the back against the back of the chair. Chest is out, shoulder blades are back, neutral position. First thing we're going to do is just start out by pulling ourselves forward, using the muscles in the core to tighten up and bring us up. If you can't come up without rolling the shoulders and chin to chest first, don't go back as far. Come back as far as you can with the shoulder blades back that you can still pull yourself forward. So back and up. Again, if you're looking to get into sit-ups and you don't do a lot of sit-ups, great way to start out. Back and up. Hands on the shoulders if you want. The other thing that helps is if you put the arms out in front of you with the shoulder blades back, reach, that helps pull you forward. It takes away from the work you're doing to the core, but at least it helps you get up without rolling the chin down to the chest and then rolling up. This is a hip hinge. Chest comes up, that whole torso pulls up, and it goes back down again in a straight line. One last time, up, hold, and back down. At this time, get back a little deeper into the chair so that you're comfortable with your back against the chair. Shoulder blades are out. We're going to go into a march, just off the toes, nice and slow. Keep the shoulder blades back. Grab onto the chair if you need to hold the shoulder blades back and the chest out. And just pick the feet up and up, working off those toes. Up, up. Feel the muscles working in the front of the hips, those hip flexors as you're doing it, quadriceps, all the way up from the thigh to about the belly button. Working those lower abs at the same time. All right, next thing. Out with the leg and in, a knee tuck and back out. If you're having problems keeping your back straight, get back a little farther on the chair. Make sure you've got the chest out and it's out and back in. You just want to have a little of that lean back. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be all the way out and all the way back. You can scooch the butt back and just get the edge of the chair. And we're still working these hip flexors, still working the quads, lower abs, up and back out, up and out. As far as you can get it in, you're going to feel this hip flexor really tighten up as you get up there. As soon as you get to that spot, you're good. Hold, and then release for just a second. Bring it back in, hold, and out. 2 more times in and back out. Last one. Bring it in, extend. Whew. Other side, same thing. Kind of think about it first. If you're feeling anything in the lower back, any types of pain in the lower back, one of the things you can do is put a pillow or a ball in your back to help support that lower back and keep that curve in there. So that's another option available. So we're going to go with that leg tuck again, other leg out and bring it in. It's this motion right here. As you're bringing that knee in as much as you can, that's when you really feel the muscles engage right through the top of the leg going into the hip. That's where the work is. Up and out. Bring it up, back's against the chair, shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Don't lose your form. If you feel any tweaks in the lower back, just stop for a minute, readjust, and then start over. Find a way to be able to do this, modify it however you need to so that you don't feel any pain in any joint. Just work right up here in the front of the leg and out. All right, here we go. Hands behind the head. You ready? You ready for this? We're going to bring that foot up like we did with that tuck. And get back in my chair with that tuck and rotate the shoulders as you bring the foot up. You're going to feel the muscles working in the outside of the core, those obliques around, staying on that side. Tuck, roll the shoulders, and back down. Up, rotate, keep the shoulder blades back. Try to keep those shoulders in a straight line as much as you can. Around. What we're doing is we're turning through the middle of the back, which is where the rotation happens. The thoracic spine right in the middle is the only spot that rotates in the back. If we keep the shoulders straight and the hips flat on the chair, we're doing what we're supposed to be for that middle back, getting rotation through there, loosening it up at the same time that we're working the outside of the hip and the outside of the core. Up and back out. Other side. These are small moves. You're not leaning way forward, trying to touch the elbow to the knee. All you're doing is rotating that shoulder, coming forward just a little bit, and that crunch we did before, and then back, extending the knee, up. So now we're doing a seated bicycle. Squeeze, and back. That other foot's flat on the floor. You've got the ball of the foot to the heel, or ball of the foot on the floor on that other foot. Up, knee, toe, hip, all in the same direction. Don't let the lower back twist. Don't turn the entire torso from the hips up. You want to make sure that those sits bones are right on the chair. Flat, no change in the distribution of weight. Rotation happening through the middle of the back, if you think about it. Around and back down. Up and back down. Whew. Feet up front. Grab onto the chair. Come out to the edge. I tell you what, let's stretch out before we start that. Hands on the thighs, shoulder blades are back. We're going to go into that hip hinge again, rolling the shoulders forward, feeling the stretch all the way up the back. We just did a lot of work contracting those muscles. We want to stretch them out, especially now that they're warm. They're going to give you a lot more movement. And back up again, roll the shoulders. All right, hands on the chair, feet out front. We're just going to pick the feet up, barely off the ground, and then getting a little higher, rolling the shoulder blades back. Keep them back. Pick that leg up, little bend in the knee, straight up and up. Lift. If you can get a little higher with it without leaning forward, perfect. Go ahead and give it just a little bit more. If you can't do this without the shoulders leaning forward, roll the shoulder blades back and take much smaller steps with much more bend in the knee. Closer the heels are to the chair, the less work you have. That'll make those muscles not have to work quite as hard if they're not there yet. They will be, just not right now. Up, up, and we're good. 2 more. 2 more. Shoulder blades back. Left leg out first. Up out, in, and back down. So that leg lift we just did before this, we're doing that again, but this time foot goes out. Everything stays forward. What you're looking for are these muscles working on the outside of the hip. Core is working, holding you up. Bring it back and down. Up, out, in, and down, staying on this one side. Think about the sits bones. Make sure they're flat on the chair. You're not rotating your torso at all. Everything is right out front. The only thing that's happening is you're opening up that hip, using the muscles on the outside of that hip joint, pulling, and then release back again using these hip flexors and lower abs to hold the leg up in the air as you go side to side. And back down. Other side, same thing. Up, out, in, and down. Hold the core in as you're doing this. Bring it in, contract those muscles. Don't push out. Hold them in. Roll the shoulder blades back. It'll help. Keeping that little curve in the lower part of your spine. And back in, out, and in. 2 more times. Feel the rest of your body. Every muscle in your body is working to maintain you staying straight. Not just this leg's working, everything. Everything works together. All right, last one we're going to do, feet together. Last one we're going to do seated, I should say. Walk the feet out. Stretch out the ankles. Out and out and out. Bring them back in, rotating through the ankle. We're not turning the leg in. This is strictly all the movement happens through the ankles. In and together. Out. Again, this is where we lose a lot of flexibility. Ankles are terrible. We stop walking on uneven surfaces. They can't be strong anymore because they're not having to work to adjust constantly to keep you upright. So we need to get them stretched out and strengthened up. And back in. Heels in, toes in, heels, toes. One more time. We got time. We got time. One more time. Out. Go out as far as you can. And then bring them back in again. Feel how much better the ankles feel afterwards after they've had that movement. Grab a drink of water. We're going to do some standing stuff now. We're going to be up. For any of these, excuse me. If you need a chair for any of these exercises, if you feel uncomfortable doing any of them, of the movement exercises, grab onto the chair and just march, getting the knee up, working the hips, working the knees, bring it up. We're going to start with a march. That's what we're going to start with, is just bringing that knee up. Take your time. Whenever you're ready to start doing this, whenever you've gotten your break in and you feel like you want to join us again, please do. Knee up and up. You can walk a little forward and back. Concentrate on keeping the knees, hips, toes forward, picking up the heel first, ball of the foot up and back down, and other side up and back down. Opposite arm goes with opposite leg. Take your time, feel the balance as you're doing it. Bring it up. You want to have stationary leg, ball of the foot to the heel, inside to out. You want to have full surface area touching the floor on the stationary leg. And up, up, and up. All right, 4 steps forward. We're going to do what we just did, except moving like we're walking, exaggerating the steps. 3 and 4. Simple gait pattern. Heel up first, off the ball of the foot, stepping forward. Heel touches, opposite heel comes up, and 3 and 4. If you can, as you're stepping forward, start bringing the arms up. 1, 2, 3, shoulders all the way back, chest out, bring it back. 2, 3, 4. So only go backwards if you're comfortable with it. If not, you get to the end, you go forward, 2, 3, and 4. Roll the shoulder blades back, turn it around, and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'd like you to try to get used to going backwards. It's something that we don't do very often. 1, but we need to be able to teach the brain what that going backwards feels like, maintaining balance. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Check that out. Remember, you don't balance yourself, your brain balances you. You have to teach the brain, if I'm going backwards, this is how it feels. This is what it's going to take to keep me upright. Side steps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pick the foot up, toes forward, reach out, step, step. Take your time. Concentrate on that stationary leg. As you're picking that other foot up and tapping it, you're going to put yourself right over that stationary leg, bringing the other leg in. Lift that trailer leg. We like to go dragging that foot across, bring it up, step, and 2, 3, and 4. Arms with it. Roll the shoulders back. 2, 3, and 4. Coming back. Arms forward, arms back, and up. One more time. Step, step. Don't lose the stepping. Making sure the foot, toe, knees, hips are all forward. I said one more time. I lied. We're going to do it one more. And up, back, 2, 3, and 4. Heels, heels up to the butt. Just get a feel for that first. You don't go wide set and bounce in and use momentum to hold you. Stand with the feet, shoulder width apart, bringing the heel right straight up and back down again. Need the chair, grab it, take it. You can also get those feet just a little bit wider apart. I want you to still feel challenged. As that foot comes up, right foot comes up, you're balanced over that left leg, right over the top of it, where your stability is, where your base of support is. Up, arms back as you bring the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades back as you bring the heel up. Back and back, stretching out front of the arms, working those muscles in the back of the upper arms, the triceps, and squeeze. Back, out, a couple more times. One more each side. Out, in, out, in. All right. Pendulum. All we do is step out and step back. The other thing you can do is do the mamba. Out, back, taking that middle foot, bringing it up. Or I like doing this because it's more of a balance exercise. Picking the foot up nice and slow, moving it forward, finding your balance forward, and then pick that foot up. All the work is in that back leg, and step back. Up and forward. Opposite hand goes with the leg and back. These don't have to be big moves. They can be really small, but really slow. Concentrate on that stationary leg. Get that foot flat on the floor. As much surface area as possible. If we've got bad joints, that knee's going to fall out. It's going to take that ankle with it. You're not going to have good stability. Work the muscles through the inside and outside of the leg to flatten that foot out. Back and up. Other side, same thing. Stationary leg in the middle does all the work. Up and back. This other foot's just swinging around. Up. Feel the core muscles. Tighten them up. You want to keep your torso right over that leg. Again, we're teaching the muscles what to do. We're strengthening them at the same time that we're putting them in alignment so that the brain knows where the muscles have to be and what they have to do. Your torso, your skeleton should be lined up. Knee, ankle, knee, hip, shoulders, all in alignment. And back, up, and back. All right. Couple more. Stepping back. Again, this is that backwards movement, the thing we don't do enough of. So often, as soon as you start going backwards, momentum just takes you because you don't know how to bring yourself back forward again, or the brain doesn't know what to do. So you just step back and bring it back to center. And up, back, and up. Arms up. We're going to punch. We're going to punch. So as you step back, opposite arm forward and bring it in, out and in. Don't lean forward with the punch. You want to keep the shoulder blades back, spine straight, reach out and out. Foot goes right straight back, arm comes right straight forward. Stationary leg doing the work again. Out and out. Roll the shoulders, stretch out that upper back. And out. A couple more times. And we're good. Last ones we're going to do standing. Stagger step. Split squats. Split squats are really important. All of our stability and mobility muscles are engaged here. We're going to be using the quadriceps, hamstrings in the back of the legs, and glutes, but big time in the back of the leg, those hamstrings in the back. First thing we're going to do, get into a stagger step. Feet are both parallel, pointing forward, coming right straight down. Don't let the knee come forward. What you want to be doing is going into that back leg, bending the knee. All the weight is on the ball of the foot in the back leg. Coming back up, instead of pushing through the front leg, roll the hip. Heel on the back foot. Up and back down. That's where the motion happens. Up. As that heel comes up, the knee is going to come back just a little bit. We're working that back chain. This is the best exercise for the calf muscles, hamstrings, and glutes. Squeeze and up. You want to roll that hip. It's a piston move, right straight down, roll, and back up. Concentrate just on this. You don't have to go very deep. What you're looking to do is tighten up those muscles as you come up. Contract, lift, squeeze them butt muscles, down and up. Rolling off the ball of the foot, hip forward, one more time, down, roll, and up. Other side. Let's throw something else in here while we're doing it. First, let's do this. So get the feet parallel, knee over the ankle on the front leg. That stays right there. It doesn't go forward. All the work happens on that back leg, down and back up. Whoa, finding my balance I am. And squeeze. First thing you do, down, heel goes down, roll the hip forward, bring it up, squeeze the muscles in the butt, hamstrings, and bring that heel up, squeeze it all up, and then back down again. Don't use the front leg. Feel the muscles working in the back leg. And down. Hands up on the sides. We're going to push up overhead, doing a shoulder press at the same time that we go up. In that split squat, raise it, and back down. Again, you don't have to go very deep. It's not important how deep you go. It's how hard you can contract the muscles and keep them tight. Up. Go nice and slow. Down. Roll the hips and up one more time. Take it down, roll, and push up. Feet together. Grab a drink of water. Sit down, back down. We're going to finish up. Do some cool down exercises. Slow everything down. Muscles are all nice and warmed up now that we did those exercises. So it's a really good time to stretch them. And if you want to do more stretching after we're done, you should do that. You can never stretch enough. Arthritis Association says you should not sit more than 30 minutes without stretching or movement, getting up, walking around, working around in your chair, stretching out, shoulder blades back forward, whatever you need to do. But you should never sit more than 30 minutes without having some sort of movement. All right. Excuse me. First thing we're going to do is foot out, toe back. So starting with that right leg, extend at the knee. You're right out on the edge of the chair. Bring the toe back. We're going to stretch those muscles in the back of the lower leg. The calf muscles, bring that toe back. Feel the stretch. If you don't feel a stretch back there, shoulder blades back, lean forward just a little bit. So I've got about 2 inches of movement, and those muscles are just nice and tight back there, nice and stretched out, just beginning to get that stretching feeling. Stop right there. And bring it back up. Other side, same thing. Working those calf muscles again. Toe back, little bend in the knee. Make sure that your shoulders are square to the floor. Roll those shoulder blades back and then lean into it a little bit. If you feel this behind the knee or going up into the hamstrings, into the thigh, bend the knee just a little bit more. Find whatever it is that you need to do to get below the knee down into the heel. Remember, stretch only happens so much. The body's going to fight you once you start getting too much stretch in it. It's going to say, you're hurting me, and it's going to start pulling back. So you just want to feel that stretch, just the start of it. And that's where you stop. Take a deep breath, come down just a little bit more if you can. And relax. Legs out. In a V, we're going to go into that hip hinge again, hands on the thighs. One of my favorite exercises. This is a great stretch for the hamstrings and the glutes, back of the thighs, butt. Bring it down. Hands down, roll the shoulder blades to the floor, roll the shoulders to the floor. Feel the stretch even more so in the hamstrings. And hands on the thighs. And push yourself back up again. Fingers intertwined. You're in that neutral position. You're going to bring the hands up right over the head. Arms next to the ears. Shoulder blades back, chest is out, arms right straight up. If you cannot intertwine the fingers and put the palms away from you, then have the palms facing you and start working them out. You want to try to get that stretch through the fingers, through the forearms. Roll the shoulder blades back, feel the stretch going all the way up into the front of the shoulders. Deep breath in, exhale, bringing the arms right out in front. When you get the arms parallel with the floor, roll the shoulder blades back, chest out, and drive the arms out just a little bit more. Chin to chest, hollowing out the front, feeling the stretch through the upper back. And relax. Shake that out. Straight down we're going this time. Fingers intertwined, shoulder blades back, pushing down towards the floor. Again, fantastic stretch for the wrists, for the hands, for the fingers, forearms. Deep breath in. Kind of take it easy here. And shake that out. A couple times we're going to reach down under the legs, bring the arms up, sweep them overhead. Shoulder blades come back as you're doing it. So it's arms up, shoulder blades back, arms up overhead, little bend in the elbows, deep breath in, and exhale as you come back down. One more time, up, rolling the shoulder blades back first, then coming up to a seated position, right straight up, and back down. Hip hinge, drop your chest down onto the thighs. Feel the stretch to the lower back. Roll the shoulders down towards the floor. Keep the chin up, and now push on the thighs to bring you right straight back up. Again, we are done. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I really do. And I will see you again on Wednesday. Thank you.